Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop tonight, and I got 6 new comics tonight. It was weird. Had a tough time parking at my comic shop for the first time in ages. It's a little town here, and well, it's not that little a town, I guess. Pearl River, New York, but there must have been something going on because all the parking was taken up. But here's the first of the 6, Walking Dead 150. We all know what Walking Dead is, and this one had a good, 3 or 4 covers. And I was actually tempted to, and when I say tempted to get some alternate covers because they were cool, I mean I wanted to get some alternate covers, but I didn't want to pay for them. Hey, is that a nick out of my comic? Look at that, I got a little white spot there. I don't know if that's a flaw or it's supposed to be there. Either way. Walking Dead 150. I'm sure I'll like it. And the next comic we've got is No Mercy. Alex DeCampi, Carla Speed McNeil doing this. I guess this is a tribute to some sort of AC horror library. I guess the AC comics, Crime Doesn't Pay and that stuff. Love the Carla Speed McNeil artwork. Took a little weird turn into the mundane last issue, so we'll have to see what's going on with these kids, these 18-year-olds who are on a trip, a sort of school trip in between college and high school, went somewhere in South America, I forget where now, and ran into a bus crash, and a bunch of them died, and a lot of them are on the run, and a lot of them injured, and it's pretty much a horror comic. And the price on this went up to $3.99 because, as they explained in the letters page last issue, they're not Brian K. Vaughan, so they're not selling enough copies. I think they were at $3.50 or $2.99. I can't remember. But since I'm such a huge Carla Speed McNeil fan, I'll stick with this one. No Mercy, number 6. And next we have Birthright, issue number 13. Looks like it's continuing its tradition of not so great covers, but nice art inside. I don't know why the covers on this. Look at that nice inside art. Big battle scene between our hero slash villain, who is this guy. This is one of those books where you're still not sure. He was a hero. But then he was somehow corrupted, and his little slash big brother, since he's time displaced, he might be the hero. But that cover is tough to make head or tails out of. I mean, it's kind of all brown. It's all in the middle. I don't know why Birthright doesn't have. They don't seem to be able to get a really good cover on it. But the inside is good. Oh, that's a huge double page spread one. There's the little slash big brother who's time displaced there. Now there's a big battle scene between this guy and one of the 5 mages he's trying to hunt down. But are the 5 mages good or bad? We don't know. But anyway, I'm enjoying Birthright. Good comic. And it's a $2.99 one, so I appreciate that. And next we have Injection number 6. I think this is the 22-page package from what it feels like here. Back for its second story arc. There's their symbol, Injection. This is some weird government body detective agency story. I guess, I don't know. I think that with this story arc, Warren Ellis said he's bringing it a little more down to earth and making it a little more transparent and accessible. This is one of those books that the first 3 issues or so, I mean, I really didn't quite know what was going on, but I liked the artwork, and, I have faith Warren Ellis will pull it together in the end, because he has so many other times with so many other comics. I've never been a huge fan of Warren Ellis's, Marvel work. I've only read a little bit of that, but his own indie work, I generally like his writing, and this is Shalvey. So I really ought to learn some of these guys' names. I mean, I have bought 6 issues of it. Some nice artwork. But it's a good book. I'm still enjoying Injection. And an issue of Egos, number 9. Haven't seen an issue of this in a little while. Matter of fact, I just had to flip open. I just flipped it open to see what the name of the story was, and it says conclusion. So I was like, did they finish that story they were in the middle of or not? It's been that long since it's been a few months since there was an issue of Injection. But I've enjoyed this kind of a sci-fi Legion of Superheroes book. It takes place in the future, lots of different planets involved, and superpowers, and patrolling the galaxy, and it's a little messed. It's not quite. It's in no way, shape, or form a straight superhero book. It's more of a, I don't know how to describe Egos. It's a covert ops superhero. Especially the second arc has been more covert ops stuff. The first arc was more superhero-ish. But it's got some nice art, an enjoyable story. I have been enjoying Egos. Not one I see around much. I think Sleepy Reader picked it up. He's the only other one I've seen on YouTube get this. But the conclusion, decrunched. And finally, we have Optic Nerve number 13. This one didn't even come out this week. I still don't know what the heck they're up to with these half covers. This one came out in 2013, 2 years ago, but it's still Adrian Tomine. I've heard his name said a bunch of different ways. I have no idea how it's said. But issue 14 came out this year, and I discovered I never got 13. So I mentioned that to my comic shop owner a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I'll track it down. So he tracked it down, and now I've got, this is one that I think I just looked it up. The first issue of Optic Nerve came out in 1996, and the 14th issue came out in 2015. So it only comes out every so often, and there's some dense storytelling in it too. But these all get collected by Drawn and Quarterly in sort of graphic novel trade paperback format. So if you look up his name, Adrian Tomine's name on like Amazon or something, you'll see you can get all his stuff that originally was in Optic Nerve, but now it's in a trade. But it's good stuff. I've always enjoyed his work, even if it comes out very infrequently. And now I'm going to take a moment to complain. Swamp Thing number 1 I bought last week. First DC comic I've bought in a long time. And nothing wrong with the content of it, but it's the floppiest, thinnest papered comic I have got. I don't know if I've ever seen a thinner one than this. And it's not even the 22-page package. It's a 32-page or 24-page package, and it's just like holding it and trying to reading it. Sometimes it's like, you know, trying to hold water. It's so thin. And I was just like, I was at the comic shop today feeling the other DC comics. I was like, they're not all this thin. How come Swamp Thing number 1? I'm not buying the next issue of any more of this Swamp Thing just because this is just terrible. I mean, it's just, I just didn't like the paper it's printed on. It's too thin. And I don't know why. You know, of course I know why they do it. It's probably the cheapest paper available. But it just annoyed me. Nothing wrong with the content. Some nice Len Wein and Kelly Jones. But oh my goodness, is it? It's just no fun. It's just terrible to hold and turn the pages because it's so thin. I mean, it wiggles in your hand. It's so thin. But anyway, I just figured I wanted to complain about that just because it was. I've not seen a comic book quite this thin before, and it really bothered me. And finally, we'll give you a little look at my background art. These are prints I made. I've been working on. These are my just kind of female figures with swirl bosoms, all brightly colored. Like I said, these are printouts. They're in magazine-sized comic book bags. That's why they're so shiny, with backing boards to make them easier to hold. But this is just one little thing I've been working on lately. Probably going to get these up on my Society 6 page. I haven't put a couple prints up there this week. I haven't put much up there lately, but I think I'll put these ones up because I'm enjoying the color. Sometimes it's fun to make things that are large blocks of solid color, with little tiny colors in the lips. But anyway, just a look. I'll have to pull out the original black and whites of these one week because they're 10 by 15 to show you. But I haven't printed them out that large yet, so you guys have a good week out there.